Kayla and Ray Archuleta. We are so honored to host you today on VLAN TV. Yeah, we are going to have a discussion, an interview about soil health and animal health. She's a veteran, yep, and he's a soil scientist. So my questions will bend a bit on the side of the animal scientist. Okay. So I've got you, madam.
Thanks for having us here.
Yes. So now my first question, if I'm to ask, how are the animals? How are they important in the story of soil formation? And
so animals are extremely important in soil health. As we kind of mentioned before, you really you don't see anywhere in nature where there's not animals and plants together, and there's a reason for that. It is a pretty integral. They're pretty integral together. They were built for each other. If you look at cows, by nature, they eat the grass, they digest it. Their digestive system turns it into soil, basically, and so it makes it more nutritious for the plants to use, and then it provides nutrients for them, and it provides nutrients for the animal itself too, and then for anything that eats the animal as well. And so the system is perfectly made for animals to get nutrition from the grass gets nutrition from them, and we get nutrition from the animal. So integral
ecology.
Yeah,
everything is interconnected.
Exactly, they belong together.
I've loved that. Yeah. Now, I was watching one of the videos the dad posted. Yeah. It was how you manage these animals on the farm. And there is where I saw that he called our systems, we use in Uganda here, he called them concentration camps. Yeah. But again, in these concentration camps, at least we found it very easy to manage these animals, according to our point of view, in terms of giving medication, monitoring, taking, following up them. How is it easy in the other way around, in your point of view? Because according to us, we see it as if it is simpler. Now, how is it easy in your direction?
Yeah, so when we're, first off, one thing that you're looking at is you're only looking at it from the animal perspective. If you also look at what the animal as a tool that you could use, you're forgetting what they can do for you. So integrating them into the cropping system, you can save yourself a lot of work as well. And then the animals getting to express what they want to do. Animals they're not meant to be given food and just be fed like that. They want to select and choose. You wouldn't want to go and eat the same thing every day, day after day. That's not how you get good nutrition. Animals know what's good for them. So if you give them the chance to eat, they're going to choose between 70 to 80 foods a day to try and eat. And so when we just bring them a small portion of that, they're not getting their full nutrition and what they need. And then they're also providing you benefits to the soil as well. But yeah, they get to express themselves and they get to be happier, and then we get to be happier because we eat something that's better for us. So.
Oh, right. I love that. Okay.
And if you think about how you guys are doing it now, what we were learning in the United States, you collect the manure, you take it to the field, you bring the food to them. Cows have legs. They're not expressing themselves. You do all this work and you don't do it well. Like my daughter eloquently explained, they do not pick up. There's no way that you can balance their diets. It's impossible. We in the West cannot do it. The animal was designed to do that. And so that saves you a lot of time, a lot of energy. We're working too hard. When you keep that poor animal imprisoned, you're not allowing it to express what it was designed for.
So this means that we are using our dominion given by God in a wrong way.
You got it.
Exactly.
That's right, Damascus.
All right.
We're looking at it very wrong. We were here as image bearers to serve. We know that the scriptures are very clear. The righteous love their animals. They take care of them.
And you can see a lot of that in what we're seeing. If you have conventional agriculture where you're confining animals, you can see that it's not supposed to be that way. They are more prone to parasites. They're more prone to disease. They don't gain weight as well. And the nutrition that they have is going to be poor. So all the diseases and issues we're seeing with animals is because of things we cause by separating them from the system. The system will naturally balance itself if we give it the opportunity to. but because we separate them, we see a lot of diseases that are self-caused. So we're causing these issues.
Oh, so this one takes me back to, I also have a dream of having a farm. I don't know whether it will be your farm, farming your way or farming the way I know, but the motto is eat well, save more. So eating well and saving more, in a way that when you have good diet, you will be resistant to diseases. So that brings out your point.
Yes.
That we cause the diseases ourselves to the animals by not giving them a balanced diet. At least I've learned that.
Yes.
All right. Now,
one thing I want to say is Director Sylvester said it beautifully yesterday. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Tell him what he said.
Oh, he was saying that we're malnourished because of ignorance. So, yes.
That was powerful.
Beautiful.
we are malnourished because of
Ignorance. Yes, it's our own ignorance that causes that. And again, this just goes back to the point that the animals know, they have an innate knowledge of that. We're not picking that up. We're ignorant of their processes. And because of that, we're malnourished. We're causing them to be malnourished and sick, and that in turn makes us malnourished and sick.
Because we feed on them.
Yes. Yep. You are what your food is.
All right. Yeah, actually. Then another thing why we make concentration camps in Uganda is that we are scared of our animals to be hunted by predators, to be stolen by intruders. How does it work in regenerative agriculture in terms of security and...
Yeah, that's a big concern, of course. Predators can be an issue, obviously people can be an issue. I would say for larger animals like cows, it's probably a little less of an issue, especially with predators. With small animals, guard dogs could be a benefit for that, so they can help protect the animals, the sheep and the goats, and any of the smaller animals like chickens. So those could be tools that you can use to help. With this kind of agriculture, though, it requires a strong presence. So you can't just leave your animals in an area and forget them. It does require frequent eyes on, frequent moving, and being with your animals frequently. You have to be as invested in them as they are in you. So it isn't something that you can be hands off. This is a difficult type of farming. So again, this is something that you have to be present with them, and one of the things that you can do to help that is you're out there and you're with your animals. So,
and like Kayla mentioned, regenerative agriculture requires this: humility and much more management. To farm God's way, to do it right, that it benefits everything: the ecosystem, your health, the people, the climate, everything. Requires more management. It requires thinking. You need to be present. But it's the most enjoyable. It's exciting. Everything changes every day. But you have to be there present. So confining an animal makes it easy in one sense. You can ignore it. Once you get whatever you want out of the animal, that animal sits there the rest of the day. What hope does that animal think? We think that animals are not that intelligent. They are.
Very intelligent.
Very intelligent, and then you're not improving their life. It matters. I used to have the same presence. I used to think the old way. Our animals are important, and they have a life. We're not letting them express what their design was.
Farming God's way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll never. Real quick. Yesterday, my daughter Kayla showed this video on YouTube. Where dairy cows had not been
exposed to the sunlight for
over 6 months. And they saw grass, and those cows came out and they were jumping
when they were out for sun.
Yes, they were jumping with joy. They were
it was so cool, and every cow was like jumping, like when you see your child jumping and happy. When I saw that really showed to me what we're doing.
I mean, cows are very intelligent, inquisitive, curious animals, and they love to frolic and they love to play, but you don't see that when you confine them. So.
And they're sad when you see them in, like my daughter used the word concentration camp, which is so correct. You can see their sad demeanor. And I started to realize this is not right. These concentration camps are polluting our water, affecting our health, of the animal, and effective of the ecosystem. It affects everything. And then we wonder why we're sick.
The fact is, we have to transform from where we are to where we should be.
Yes.
But now that challenge I'm seeing more so in Africa, especially Uganda, because I've not crossed the borders yet.
Yeah.
The problem we have here is limited land. And when I think the way I'm seeing it, the way you're expressing it, I think this type of farming requires a bit, a larger piece of land, if I'm to say.
No, not necessarily.
No.
Yes.
I think people get confused about that. Yesterday, or the day before, I showed chicken tractors, where you still have the animals in a little cage area, but you're giving them a new patch of grass, and they're grazing and looking at the insects and eating the greenery. They're still expressing their design. They're a lot happier than versus you keep them in a chicken coop, and they see the same area. There's no vegetation. They're standing in their own excrement. They're in their own poop. They're not expressing their design. I have a little chicken coop that you can pick it up. They're still in there, but you're moving it from one patch of grass to the next patch. They're a lot happier. They're fertilizing your grass. They're eating the insects. They're eating the green, getting the chlorophyll. All of a sudden, your egg's better, and the chickens are happier. And you kept them in a small area, but they're moving, expressing their design. Also, your cow.
Yeah, you showed that.
Yeah,
Tell
them about the portable milkers.
Oh, the portable milker. Yeah. Well, I was going to mention, though, too, that in a small area of grass, you were showing that one gentleman who had a couple acres and he moved 2 cows. But you group them up tightly so that they can provide the most benefit for the area. They don't overgraze, and you move them frequently. You can also go out to your animals by providing the portable milkers, so you don't necessarily have to keep them confined, but they can still be out on the grass and small acres. And you can do smaller animals. So smaller animals take up less, they're going to take less biomass, so less grass to feed, but you can still concentrate them and provide the most benefit to the soil too. So you don't have to have a lot of acres to do this. You just need to be thinking, and then you need to take nature's design and apply it to what you have available.
And see, like Kayla was bringing, that was Tom Middlechek. 5 acres, 2 cows. And he was moving the cows with a hot wire, and he was managing.
Yes.
It's not the size. It's the way you think.
Yeah. All right.